Hello, my name is Veronica Stewart. I'm one of the staff librarians here at UA-PTC Libraries. Dr. Williams has asked me to record this information literacy instruction for you in preparation for your information literacy assignment. This is going to be the first of two videos I'm going to do for you. This one's going to focus on using the databases, searching the databases for the sources that you need. The second video will be on APA format, how to cite those sources in APA format. So let's go. The first thing I'm going to show you is actually how to download something that you might be using called a research tracker that is actually loaded within your Blackboard course. So I am going to share my screen. Share. There we go. So this is Dr. Williams' biology course, or A&P1 course, and your research tracker is under information literacy. If I click on information literacy here in the menu, and it is specifically under ILA step 2. So I have to scroll all the way down to ILA step 2. And it is right here, Research Process Tracker. This is a Word document. And if you are using Chrome, which is what I'm using now, the Chrome browser, it will download and show up down here in the lower corner. Now I can click on it and open it, but I think I should show you how to find this, because when a document downloads to your computer, it saves it in what's the downloads file. So if I click this little File Explorer button right here, so let me get rid of something there. There we go. This File Explorer button right here, my downloads file is right here. And here it is. Now, if I want to, I can copy this, or move it actually, to my desktop. If I have a flash drive in, I can drag it down to my flash drive. Your flash drive may say something like USB rather, or something like that. But I think it's important to know where this is, because you may need to print it out, or you may need to upload it to Blackboard. So you wouldn't want to use it and type in your information and not be able to find it. The default location is your downloads file. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up, because we will be using it later. And that's really all that we needed the course for here. Everything else I'm going to show you is in the library's website. So I'm going back to UA-PTC's homepage. Notice I'm not logged into Portal for this. I am on the UA-PTC main homepage. And the way to get to the library website is to move my mouse over Academics to get these menus. And the library is under Resources, UA-PTC Ottenheimer Library. So that's where I'm going to click to go to the library's website. This is the library's homepage. If you want to, you can save it just by bookmarking uaptc.edu/library, or you can type that in directly. Now, for this particular assignment, you do have to use what are called scholarly peer-reviewed articles. And I know here on the website, there's this really tempting search box that if this were a speech class, I'd say go ahead and type in that and go, because speech courses aren't as particular about the types of resources that they use. They can use books, they can use articles, they can use websites. You cannot. For this particular assignment, you have to use articles, and you have to use a particular type of article called scholarly or peer-reviewed. If you're not familiar with that term, what a peer-reviewed article is, or scholarly article, is an article that is written by subject experts for subject experts. So it's like the research scientists, they do their research and they write up their results and they publish it. But oftentimes before they get to publish it, it has to go before a peer review. It has to be reviewed by other research scientists to make sure that the information that they have and the conclusions that they drew and so forth are factual and based on the research, make sure the research is ethical, all this sort of stuff goes into it. So it's really a higher level article than one that you would see in a typical newspaper or magazine. So the best way to find those type of articles, rather than using a big general search box like this, is to search in a particular database, and that's what we're going to do here today. You can get to our databases list from a couple of different places. There's a databases link right here. There's also our databases button right here. They both go to the same place, which is our list of databases. And notice here on our list of databases, we have 80 something databases. That's part of what that big fat search box on the front page searches. So we're going to search a particular medical database. And rather than having to go through this alphabetical list of 85 databases, we do have a subject sorter here. Right here where it says all subjects, if you click that arrow, here you'll get a drop down, and this helps to sort our databases by subject. You notice that the first one is Allied Health and Human Services. And there's a number in parentheses, number 11. What that does is it tells you that out of all these 80 some odd databases, 11 of them are health related. So we're going to click on that to get that list of 11. So just like with all articles not being equal, not all, even all health databases are equal. Notice that some of these are consumer health, but you want the one that is going to give you the peer-reviewed and scholarly articles, and those are typically not in consumer health databases. The database we're going to look at is this one right here, PQ, short for ProQuest, Nursing and Allied Health Source. We can use this one to get the scholarly peer-reviewed articles that we need. So you would click on nursing, PQ Nursing and Allied Health Source. Now, if I was off campus, and this may happen to you if you are off campus, you will get a big screen with the UA-PTC Libraries logo on it that will ask you to log in with your portal username and password. I do want to mention to you that that is not your full email address on that portal username. It is just the username, which is just the first part of your email address. So drop everything from at on to log in for off-campus database access. So here in ProQuest Nursing and Allied Health Database, once again, we have a nice big inviting search box. And once again, I'm going to tell you not to use it. I know that sounds kind of tiring, but you have very specific needs for this research. Not only do you have to search a particular condition, you have to pair it with a medical term. And I actually typed all these up from your assignment. So here are your medical search terms. These are some of the things you have to look at these articles for: the pathology, epidemiology, treatment outcomes, and so forth. So the best way to do that is to do what's called an advanced search. So if I click on advanced search, that's going to give me, clear form. That was a test run, sorry. I pretend you didn't see that. So anyhow, here in the advanced search, that's going to give me more boxes so I can enter in more terms. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my condition, which as you just saw is peripheral artery disease. PAGR. And ProQuest will try to help you out by giving you some options. I would suggest not using them, and this is why. We're going to use a database trick. For peripheral artery disease, notice that it is a multiple word term. That's just what it's called. It's like multiple sclerosis or muscular dystrophy, something like that. It's multiple words to describe this particular condition. And whenever you have a multiple word term, if you put that search term in quotation marks, what that does is tell the database to look for all of these words together as a phrase, not to take it apart and find peripheral on page 5 and artery on page 2. It tells it to look for everything together. And like I said, that can be a really good thing to do because you don't want it taking your search term for your condition apart and looking just for the individual words. This is a little trick that works in any search engine, whether it's a database, it works on Google, any search engine. If you have a phrase that should all go together, put it in quotes and that will help you out. So here in the second box, we're going to put in one of those medical search terms. And notice I don't bother to put this one in quotes. It wouldn't hurt anything if I did. But since it's a single word, it's just not going to make a difference. Like putting multiple words in quotes makes a difference. So I can put etiology in quotes or not, it doesn't matter. But if you do use one of those multiple search terms, like diagnostic procedures, put it in quotes, that will help you out. Um, Notice the other thing that helps you is this little magic word called and. What and does is it tells the database to look for everything here in the first search box and everything in the second search box, all within the same article. If I just ran it all together in one search box, it wouldn't work exactly the same. We do have some limiters here that we need to use because part of what we're limited to is, as I already mentioned, peer-reviewed articles. Full text is already checked for you. That is a very good thing, and you want to keep that because what that does is it tells the database to look for all citations that have the full text immediately available to you. If I uncheck that, I get citations that didn't have the full text, but since I need the full article to review, keep that checked. Also, like I mentioned before, peer reviewed, it is not a default thing to check, so go ahead and check that because that will tell the database that you want to look for those scholarly peer-reviewed articles. You don't want to see anything else. And the last thing we're going to set here is under publication date. And for publication date, we're going to limit to recent articles published within the last 3 years. And the reason that we do that is that things in medicine, as things in science change very, very quickly. If you're watching some of the COVID-19 coverage, that's been a very good example to all of us, just how important that research is and just how fast things can change as they find new treatments or they discover new things about the disease. They're publishing those findings. And so things that we thought even a year ago have changed. Things that we thought even 6 months ago have changed. So some of these articles in this database do go back some ways, like 20, 30, 40 years. So you don't want those articles because things in medicine change very, very fast. And even a treatment that might have been good 5 years ago might now no longer be used because we found better things, or maybe they found something about that that was dangerous. So we're going to limit to just the last 3 years. So I know that was a lot of work to come and do an advanced search and plug in our condition in quotes and our medical search term and limit to full text and peer reviewed in 3 years. But doing all of this work is going to save us on the next page because we're going to have a bunch of articles that are going to be exactly the type that we need. So I'm going to hit the search button. We'll see what we get. Here we go. So we have 151 articles here. They are listed in order by relevance. You can change to a date order if you want to, but usually relevance is what you want. And our list starts here in the middle of the page. ProQuest puts the title first, and that is in blue. And notice that ProQuest does kind of highlight what we searched, which is kind of nice. It helps you see at a glance that things are where it mentioned what we typed in. Our authors are after that, and notice some of our author lists get kind of long. Our journal title, volume numbers, issue numbers, and so forth are after that. Beneath all of that is going to be links to full text. And very often there are 2 links to full text, the full text and the full text PDF. Some articles are only going to have 1. I'm going to pick one that has both so you can see the difference, because there is a difference in how they are viewed. There's no difference in the content, but there is a difference in how they look on the page. So this is the plain full text view of this article. Notice it went to the full text tab, and the first thing you see is an abstract. That's this paragraph right here. Abstracts can be helpful. They're not a replacement for the full text. Notice the full text begins below, but an abstract is a summary of the article that gives you an overview, kind of sums up in a paragraph what the article is about. So it's a good place to start to see if it's worth your time to review the rest of the article, but an abstract is never a replacement for the full text. If you don't see this full text beneath it, you don't have the full text of the article. So beneath the abstract, here is my full text, and There's quite a bit of highlighting through here, and this view ProQuest does keep up that highlighting of your condition or the search terms that you used. There's some charts, and the article keeps going and going and going. The PDF view is available for this one as well. I'm going to click on that to show you the difference. PDFs are scanned copies of the article as they appeared in the original print publication, so notice they're formatted a little different. Our abstract is here again. Notice it's not actually labeled abstract on this particular article. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not, but that is what this is here. And then our full text starts below. Charts and graphs again. Oh, got some color on this view. And sometimes for that very reason, people do prefer to read the PDF. But like I said, it does not matter which one you look at. The information is the same. If I wanted a copy of this article, my options to get a copy are up here on the right-hand side. I have download PDF, print, and print takes out all of this database navigations, and email. An email can be a really convenient thing for you because what it does is it will send a copy of the article directly to your email inbox. It does not have to be your Pulaski Tech email address, although that is what I've used here. It can be any email address that you happen to be using. So if you have like your Gmail on your phone or something like that, that's perfectly fine. You do have to give it a name, and you can give it a subject. This one I've given the subject of PAD article, and that can help you to sort things out in your email inbox. Once you get your email address, name, and subject typed in, you can hit continue. Always double check your email address right here, just in case you cross your fingers and type something wrong. You can always resend it again. When you send those emails, if there is a plain full text view, that will show up in the body of your email. Your PDF will be an attachment to your email, so do keep that in mind. There is a cite button. Now, as I said before, there's going to be a totally separate video for APA citation, but I do just want to point this out to you. There's lots of different citation styles. The citation style for this particular class is APA, and particular APA 7 Basic. And then you can copy that. And once you're done, you can hit the done button to get rid of that box. But as I said, I'll go over that in more depth in a completely separate video for you, because citation is almost as complicated as searching. And that is how you use this database. I'm going to do one more search for you, just so you can get an idea of how things work. There we go. So I've come back to my advanced search and say I did everything I needed to do for peripheral artery disease and etiology. But say I want to do another one of those medical search terms. I'm going to go back to my list, and I'm going to suggest diagnostic procedures. But once again, ProQuest is trying to help me out. But instead, since this is a multiple word term, I'm going to use my little database trick and put diagnostic procedures in quotation marks. So there again, it doesn't take it apart and find diagnostic in one place in an article and procedures in another place. Putting the search term in quotes will force it to look for it together as a phrase. My peripheral artery disease is still here, along with the quotation marks. My and is still selected. And once again, just to double check, full text is checked, peer reviewed is checked, last 3 years is selected because we don't want articles that are too old. And search. See how many we get for this one. So on this one, we got 18 articles. And once again, they are listed in order of relevance. So say I was required to use my research tracker. I've already downloaded it. I've already got it open here. I need to type in the article information for, say, article number 2. 2 looks good. So if I click on article number 2, Loading. There we go. Now, if I want all of the citation information without hitting the cite button and scrolling through all that stuff, I can go to the Abstract Details tab. Now, what the Abstract Details tab does, it starts with the abstract, and then it gives you the details. And here is my title, my authors, a lot of authors on that one, publication title, volume number, issue number, page numbers, and is there a DOI on this one? DOI. All that stuff that is put into order for me automatically by using the cite button. But if I'm using the research tracker, I don't have to have everything that goes in a regular citation. I just need the article title and publication title, search terms and database, and then say whether or not I thought the article was useful. So to do this easily, I'm going to downsize that and have this up. And so you see how I've managed my windows here? I've arranged them so that I can see both the database and the research tracker all on one page. It makes it a lot easier for all this typing. So in my research tracker, I'm going to put my name, my topic, those peripheral wrong. Yes, I did. Spelling always counts in these things, especially when you're searching. Okay, so my article title is You may have to downsize your font. I can tell I'm already going to have to. Don't go too small. But if you see it bumping down your box information, you may have to downsize that font a bit. Oops. Oops, spelled comorbidities wrong. Really spelled wrong. Lord. Okay. My publication title is right here, the British Journal of Cancer. ProQuest does often put a city beside it to show the city that the publication is published from. The city is never part of the title, not when it's printed like that. Now in this case, British is obviously part of the title. But when it's written after the semicolon like that, London is not. Search terms used. Name of database used. And if you don't happen to remember, you can scroll back up to the top. And here it is, ProQuest Nursing. And then you have to decide, you have to look at this article and read over it and decide whether or not it's going to be useful to you. And then you just write yes or no on this line, and then you are done. Make sure to save it once you are done. There you go. So that is how you enter something into the research tracker. And like I said, it does help to look at this abstract details tab and to have both of them up on your screen, just like this. Hopefully your screen's a little bit bigger than mine. And then that way you can see all the pieces that you need for your resource tracker. And I'm trying to get back to my Teams meeting. Here we go. So that is it for this presentation. Like I said, this is the first of 2 videos. The second one will be strictly on APA format. If you have any questions about anything we've gone over here, my name is Veronica Stewart, but you can contact any of us here at UA-PTC Libraries. Our phone numbers are 501-837, sorry, about to give you myself, 501-812-2272. And our email is librarystaff, Libray, staff at uaptc.edu. Our hours for both locations, both the north and south locations of our libraries, are 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Friday. We are closed Saturday and Sunday. So see you in the next video. Bye-bye.